Hi, it's Meredith. I'm here with our message for Monday, the 13th of January, 2020. We are using Thelema Tarot for our message today. So how was your full moon? Lunar eclipse in Cancer. Pretty spectacular, right? Would love to hear some comments about your experiences. In my circle of friends, I have heard from several people saying that they feel a life-changing relief, a great big sigh of relief to be on the other side of this eclipse. And maybe we'll do a card reading about that. See what's what as the tide has gone out on the eclipse. All right, but let's get into today's message first. We had two cards come off the bottom of the deck. Our first is the Five of Cups. Okay. You know this card is a cringer in tarot, and you can't sugarcoat the message of it. However, I do challenge this message to some degree, and we'll get to that in a moment. Five, a number of change in tarot, a number of change in numerology, and in tarot it speaks to instability or unstable energy. It's in the Suit of Cups, so it's emotional, and when we see the card, there is some reminder in the day of these three overturned cups representing pain, loss, and sorrow in some way. The person on the card does not see the two remaining cups. Now, keep in mind, this is the Ace of Cups to the power of 5. How bad can that really be, right? This feels, and this is where I'm going to challenge the card, this feels like emotional trauma nostalgically revisited. Now, this could be because you've been triggered by something, we've been triggered by something, or someone had a reminder of events that were less than ideal, and we are remembering the emotional impact of those events. And where I truly want to challenge the card, at the heart of the card here is a choice. Much like the Lover's card, it's a choice. And we have consistently chosen happiness. We challenge our own lingering in prior emotional trauma. The key to the card is to have a sense of reverence for what has come to pass, because it has shaped who we are in this moment. And there's a lot to be in appreciation and gratitude for. So this card is typically shown with a great sadness. And right behind the person with these two cups, it looks like we have fairy wings or angel wings, and that's not something she's seeing either. She's not necessarily having her eye on the availability of the overflow of the Ace of Cups times 2 flowing in behind her. So this card again speaks to a message we've had now for a month, that there is something we don't see coming. And because we don't see it, and because there is a potential for being triggered emotionally by events or individuals, we're taking a little trip down memory lane and recalling how things maybe didn't fulfill or work out previously. And I feel a message on the card too, that we've been spared in some way off these three cups. So when things don't necessarily work out, that's the universe sparing you some greater folly, we'll say. Let's see what comes with the card to clarify it. Glad we got two here. Six of Swords. Okay. Six of Swords, moving on from unfavorable circumstances to much more favorable circumstances, and that was the choice and the decision to be made when we found ourselves in this situation on the 5. My feeling is that we made lemonade out of the whole thing. You know, we got some lemons, but we made lemonade, and we've made a much better foundation. We've consistently chosen happiness, and every now and then we revisit in hindsight what it is that got us here. So I do feel a sense of reverence on this card, even though it is from one deck to the next, typically artistically demonstrated to be a card of pain, loss, and sorrow. You know, something akin to the 3 of Swords in tarot. And so I invite you to challenge this for yourself today and see how you've moved on from this. Have appreciation, gratitude, reverence even for the journey, for the decision to even get in this boat and move on. It was a choice. Happiness called and you answered. And it's not always easy to move on. I'm not dismissing, and the cards certainly are not dismissing that. Usually it takes some sort of emotional devastation to create change. The feeling, though, is had you stayed, it would have been worse. Had you continued to entertain the energies, circumstances, situations, it just would have snowballed, and you wisely moved on. Let's see our next card. 9 of Swords. Yeah, some of you are still asking, did I do the right thing? And it's keeping you awake at night. Yes, you did the right thing. If you've moved on, or if you're considering moving on, the inspiration to do so is growing wings within your own heart space. Now, the 9 of Swords, you know, is another cringing type of card in tarot, and it's the anxiety card. It's something that we are obsessing over in a mental process, and we just can't leave it alone. It's like having poison ivy. You know it's better not to scratch it, and yet sometimes you just can't help yourself. That's the 9 of Swords. The benefit of this card is that a new day dawns, and it does graduate into the 10 of Swords. And what's happening here is that in the emotional experience on the 5, we could be shutting out, shutting down, or completely overlooking our emotional wisdom and intellect to obsess over our choice or choices. And the cards, this little alignment of cards is really a reassurance to you that you have made the right choice. Moving on was the right step for you, because you'd have been crying in your cups. You know, for even more, well, my guides are interrupting me. They're saying, what do you want to invest in? The tears, the pain, loss, and sorrow. How long do you want to linger there? Or do you want to invest in your own happiness? And the answer to that is, it's easy. It's an easy yes. You want to invest in your own happiness. The journey there, though, sometimes is full of obsessive thoughts. Should I? Shouldn't I? Did I? Would I? Why? Yeah, you know it. You've all been there. The guides are asking me now to take 2 cards off the top of the deck to go with the 9. And our first is, yes, look at this. The Ace of Cups. This is the reminder here, divine and cosmic gift of pure, raw, happy love. You're choosing it, and it is what is flowing in even when you're not looking at it. So as soon as, on both these cards, as soon as you take your hands off your eyes and you look up and you look around and you get tuned back in, you'll see that this is what's on offer to you, this beautiful Ace of Cups. And coming with it, the Queen of Cups holding the Ace of Cups. Now here is a woman, you know, the kings and queens bring us their self-mastery. She is reminding us of our high emotional intelligence, our high intuitive intelligence as well. She is unconcerned with the material world. And in truth, I feel that here on the 5 and the 9. There's no concern for material here. This is all about how we live from our heart space. And not every moment is ideal, pretty, sweet, clean, nice, neat, is it? Sometimes it's really messy. Enter the Five of Cups. But it is the choices that we make going forward. And the Queen is here to remind us of our emotional and intuitive intellect. She is here to remind us to stay connected to the intimacy of our own relationship to self, because this is what we bring to the world. In our fullness and our wholeness, it is our intimate selves that we bring to the world. That's what's in the overflow off these cups. And when we have more challenging moments, we want to hold that back. We want to withdraw, and we want to go into this Nine of Swords type of mode, our Five of Cups mode, and protect that. There's really no protecting that. That flow goes on eternally, endlessly. And then we have Eight of Wands. So the energy shifts now. My feeling is that at some point in the day, there is a trigger. And it stings. It really does sting. And the quicker you move, quickly move, Eight of Wands, it is a swift moving energy. The quicker you move back into your emotional, intuitive intellect, the quicker you pull your hands down away from your eyes and you're able to see the whole picture. You know, the High Priestess shows us that a lot. Every time she shows up in a reading, she's asking us to take a broader view, a more expansive view of things. And in the minor suits of tarot, the Queen of Cups is the equivalent, to my way of reading tarot, she is the equivalent in the minor suits to the High Priestess. So we have Eight of Wands, which I feel represents our emotional and intuitive intellect. And as soon as we pull ourselves out of our heads and out of our thought story, we come much more quickly back to the heart of the matter, Queen, Ace of Cups, and we move swiftly through this experience. We move right on for it. We may even be having this experience today, potentially, just to show us how far we've come. Next card is... Yes, confirming me in the reading is the High Priestess. Oh, thank you, sweet one. Namaste to you. Well, here she is. The High Priestess. She does not give all the answers, but she will point you in the right direction, and she's sending 8 wands to point you in the right direction, which is into your heart space yet again. So the feeling here is to have reverence for the things that sting, because they direct our path. They help us make new choices. 8 of Wands. This is such a lovely card. It's super stable, and it's movement. We do not linger here long at all. We've got a 6 of Swords and an 8 of Wands. We're not entertaining this for very long. We are feeling it. We're having a little bit of reverence, appreciation, and gratitude for it. We're having greater appreciation and gratitude for the fact that the universe is blessing us with this divine flow, and we're staying connected to our intuition. And I love that these two are facing each other and making a sandwich out of the 8 of Wands. This is also, the 8 of Wands is also a marriage card in ancient tarot. It is the joining of things. It is the weaving of energies. And it's possible that our intimacy within our own relationship to self is expanding, being much more on offer in the overflow. And you think of the people that you know, love, trust, you hold so dear, those that you really cherish in your life. These are the people like the Queen, like the High Priestess, who are unafraid of intimacy, and they show you, they give you, and they celebrate with you their whole heart. You don't withdraw from that very long, because that is just too delicious. All right, next card. Yeah, 4 of Wands. Look at that. Beautiful portal energy here. The 1111 card, happiest card in the minor suit of tarot. And it's everything good you find in the sun packed into the Four of Wands. It's love, joy, bliss, celebration, happiness. Yes. And look, we have our 8 wands sort of moving in that direction. So whatever this blip is on your emotional radar today, your answer to that is pure raw love, emotional intellect, high intuitive intellect as well. You've got the Queen of Cups and the High Priestess. So these ladies are powerful and they will assist us. So call on them. You know, feel free to call out to the Queen of Cups and the High Priestess to lend their beautiful energy to whatever process, mental process you find yourself in today that pulls you energetically away from the Ace of Cups type of energy. You're going to want to rebound right back into that. Whew. All right. Hang on. Let's do angel answers. I feel that as I look at these cards, that 5 of Cups, the 9 of Swords, the 6 of Swords, all is not as it seems. So whatever this story is out of date, and it's likely showing up to demonstrate for you how your own ego thoughts may have twisted the tale. Consider it. You know, we can take artistic license in the stories that we tell ourselves, and it's possible we have exaggerated or elaborated in a way that is not in truth, not in our authenticity. And as we do a review in hindsight of this, and we do take our hands away from our eyes and we do see the full picture, High Priestess, Queen, we actually see the Ace of Cups, the 8 of Wands, and the 4 of Wands woven, 8 of Wands, into the truth of the journey. There we go. Angel answers. Ask a question if you have one. Fresh reading in the reading. Ooh. Or confirmation. So we have, within the next few weeks, okay, that tells us right now that this experience for Monday is not necessarily just for Monday. This is something that could unfold over the next few weeks. And then we have big happy changes. Yes, because of the choices that we've made, the decisions that we've made, because of our Ace of Cups many times over. And it's the happy that makes the big change. And that's what we continue to consistently choose is happiness. Yes. Okay, next. I love how these readings gain momentum. Whew. There's a lot of energy coming off these cards. Next card popping out. Don't stop, don't quit. That's right. You keep moving into the Ace of Cups. You keep in the flow with that 8 of Wands. Sandwiched between the Queen and the High Priestess. With a destination of the 4 of Wands. You know, and some of this is quite likely eclipse related. It could be the eclipse energy that stirred some stuff from prior eclipse experiences. And now you're looking back with clarity in your hindsight. One more card here. Apparently we're getting 2. As if we needed one more card for this, but listen to your intuition. Queen of Cups, High Priestess, on repeat, and then no need to worry. That's right. This goes with our 5 and our 9 of Swords over here. All right. Last card, affirmation from the universe has our back. We've got, instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good of all. That's nice. That's really nice. So when you call on your guides and angels, when you call on the High Priestess or the Queen, perhaps consider this as your mantra. Allowing the highest good of all concerned. All right, everybody. Happy, beautiful, wonderful Monday. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. Remember that your January readings are available on the channel, linked for you at the end here. And watch your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Take the rest of the month to do that. Bye for now, everyone. Have a beautiful day. Peace, love, joy. Namaste.